guys, this is Will of Will H Tech Review, back with another video. And today I'm going to be talking about my experience with the iPad Pro 2018 edition after having this for about a month, and talking about using this in the year 2020. So I bought this iPad in late 2019. It came out in 2018, so I was very late picking this up. But this has been the best tablet that I've ever had. And I had a bunch of tablets, if you know by watching my channels. I've had the Samsung Galaxy Tab S6, the S5e, the Pixel Slate, Microsoft Surface Go, the iPad Pro 9.6 or whatever it is. I had the iPad 2018 edition. I had the Amazon Fire, etc., etc. So I've had a bunch of tablets. And this one is definitely the best one that I've had, and it's definitely my favorite. So let's talk about what I like about this thing. So the first thing that I like is the build. It's thin, but it feels very solid in the hand, only measuring 5.9 millimeters in thickness. So being that thick, it has been a problem for some people because they have been having bending issues with it. Bend gate, they call it. But for me, I haven't had any issues like that. I also like it for its total size. This is a big tablet, and that's part of the main reason I like it, is of the size of it. And to me, it can be lightweight and it can be heavyweight, meaning that for this size, you would think it would weigh a whole lot more than what it does. But after you hold it for a while, then it does become heavy. It's 631 grams. So over time, holding your hand, you get a little fatigue. But I do like the size of it and the weight. Also, I like the idea that it has a metal back and not a glass back. My other tablets, I've had some with the glass back, phones and things. I don't care for that glass back. I like this metal back right here. This is nice, thin, and sleek, and it's just a beautiful tablet to me. The camera does stick out a little bit on the back of it, but when you put a case on the back on it, you never notice that the camera is there. You do have your pogo pins here if you want to run the official keyboard and things of that nature, but the buttons and everything are solid, and it just feels like a very premium device in the hand. So the build quality is A1 to me. Next, I want to talk about this display. So this display is what I really truly like about this device. I like the size of it, and that's why I bought this one. I got this one for the size of it. And you know, since the majority of the time that we're using the iPad, we're mostly looking at the display. Some people use it just to listen to music or whatever, but the majority of the time you're looking at the display, so we want it to look good. Well, this display is big, like I said, 12.9 inches, IPS LCD, has a resolution of 2048 by 2732, 266 ppi, and it's using a 4:3 aspect ratio. This is liquid retina, that's what they call this. And it's bright and vibrant. I do have a matte screen protector on mine, so it may look a little bit dull on here, but the colors are great on it. It's not AMOLED, so the blacks are not going to be as deep. It does have something that they call True Tone, which is supposed to adjust the screen according to different situations that you're in. If you're in a dark situation or well-lit situation, or wherever, the True Tone is supposed to adapt your screen to that situation and give you the best colors. I don't use that. I don't care for the True Tone, so I keep that turned off. I do like how it has the minimum bezels around here, very minimal, make it look more modern like that. And it's just fresh looking. Also, this device is great for typing on because when you got it open here, let's see what I can open up here. Let's open this up and let's do a search. As you can see how big the keyboard is. It's very big and spacious. I do like the idea of the big screen for that purpose as well. So Let's talk about the speakers on this thing. This has 4 speakers and they sound awesome, very rich and full. Great bass for the size of this device. For watching movies, watching videos, enjoying your favorite music or playing games. You won't be disappointed by the sound on this thing because the speakers are definitely the quad speakers, 4 of them, and they just put out some great sound. I've done some speaker comparisons with different devices, and this one definitely holds its own for being a tablet. So next thing I like about this is the battery. So this has a 9720 milliamp battery, and it has been outstanding for me. I've read that some people aren't getting great battery on this, but that hasn't been an issue for me. I don't keep my brightness very high, as you can see right here. For the video, I am, just to make it, where it can be seen because of that matte screen protect. But a lot of times I'm running it about halfway, and I get on the average, I'm gonna say 8 to 9 hours. I don't really screen on time, but I don't really test it like that. I just know I get great battery life, and my main usage it would be like YouTube, Netflix, social media, and I do use this device for video editing now. So yeah, I get great battery life. So let's talk about the cameras next. It has great cameras for a tablet. The rear camera is a 12 megapixel 1.8 aperture with flash features. It has features like 5-time digital zoom, panorama, time shots, things of that nature. So you're going to get some great shots out of this camera on here if you're a person that like to use your tablet for taking pictures. The front-facing camera is a 7 megapixel. It's a f2.2 aperture, and it has features like it's a true depth camera, and this one uses this is for your selfies, and it also has your Face ID within it. It has portrait mode, stage lighting, and things of that nature. So it has great features with the cameras, but I don't really use my tablet, like I said, for taking pictures. But if you wanted to, this is one that you want to use because it has great cameras. Okay, next, so let's talk about the pencil support. So I did not pick up the official Apple pencil. I picked up this Logitech crayon pencil instead, and it works great for my use. It's only missing pressure sensitive feature on here, but otherwise for selecting things and strolling and just go about doing your regular everyday tasks, it works great. You can also still take your screenshot from the corner here and mark this up and send it like you need to, but for the half the price that you're going to pay for the Apple Pencil, this is definitely a great substitute, and I do like the idea of having that. Next, let's go ahead and talk about the performance on this. So this is a very powerful device, as you guys know by now. It's running the Apple A12X Bionic processor. The one I have has 64 gigabytes of storage, 4 gigabytes of RAM, but you can also pick this up in the 1 terabyte and 6 gigabytes of RAM version. Whatever you throw at this device, it handles, whether it be video editing, doing split screen, multiple apps open, gaming. It just doesn't matter what you throw at this device. It's going to perform well with all of it. And with the update to the iPad OS 13, so many more great enhancements were made, such as dark mode. We do have the dark mode now. You have the ability to have your widgets on your home screen right here. That's the Apple version of having your widgets there. You do have mouse support. As you see, I have my mouse here, so I can select on things that I want to and open them up and stroll. So you can see, you have the ability to use external drives, thumb drives, hard drives, SSDs, things of that nature. We do have a new file app system. With the file app now, you have the ability to categorize your stuff, create folders, transfer files, etc. So a lot of great features with the iPad OS 13. You now have a desktop type web browser in Safari, where you also have the ability to have two of the same web pages open in split view at the same time. You have the ability, like I said, to take a screenshot and mark it up, and also you have the slide over feature, just to name a few things, with the new iPad OS 13. So in my opinion, iPad OS 13 makes this a beast of a tablet. Alongside using with the A12X chipset, it's just superior performance, man. So I guess the last thing I want to talk about here is the price. So the price is steep on this. It's very steep, but as with all Apple devices, you got to pay to play. It's plain and simple as that. So if you don't want to play with the Apple, you're not going to pay. So some may say that you're not just paying for the hardware, but you're paying for the ecosystem and the Apple support system, which I tend to agree with. They have both right there, the ecosystem. If you're using your iPhone, transferring pictures or files or anything, you can be working on your iPhone, you can be working on your MacBook, and everything's just gonna flow just like that. So I agree with that, but it all still adds up to money. So with this one, I bought this refurbished, and it still was over $900 after tax, and that's just for the 64 gigabyte version of it. I kind of look at it as an investment for me, for what I've been using it for and what I intend to use it for. So I know they have a newer version planned to come out soon, but until then, I'm going to enjoy my device that I have. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching the video. This is Will H, and I'm out.